credit to Portland because they were, I think, the better team on the day. Created a lot of chances, didn't have their full roster as well available, but the pieces that stepped in for them stepped up in a big way.
Well, especially the one you're seeing on the screen right now scoring this goal, whether it's an own goal or not, this is a bit of brilliance from young Santiago Moreno. I mean, kind of a coming out party for him, obviously getting this goal, but everything he did out there, he looked smooth. He was not overawed by the moment. He did take off his shirt to celebrate a goal he did not necessarily score, which is a good level of swag. But when you're winning 2-0 at home and you're on your way to an MLS Cup, you get to have a little bit of swagger. And look, the difference in this one was that Portland came out with a level of intensity and a commitment to sort of tilting the field and putting RSL on the back foot that RSL just weren't able to match at any point through the game. And it kind of manifested itself, obviously, in that first goal, but also in the type of possession that RSL was able to generate. And you can see they had almost 50%, but so much of that came from long balls and just like scrambles down the flanks, and very little of it came through central midfield, came in the attacking third. They just didn't have any ideas for how to advance into dangerous spots. And really, there were only 2 moments all night when they looked dangerous. And one was that big cross from the corner flag just about to Krylock that Steve Clark made a very nice save on. And the other one was the penalty show. And I thought it was a penalty, and that could have evened it at 1-1, but it would have been maybe a little bit soft for this type of game. And either way, at no point did it feel like RSL were about to take the game away from Portland and try to control it. And that's honestly, we don't see that a lot from Portland. They are a team that is very comfortable just being on the back foot and hitting for counterattacks. And they did not play that way tonight. They went out there and they went right at RSL. They tilted the field and they reaped the rewards from it, even without the great Sebastian Blanco. And I think that says something both about the mentality of this team and the depth and talent that they have, especially in attack.
I think they averaged 40% possession against RSL over the course of this season for Portland. Yeah, so you talk about the difference that this game was. Sorry, Charlie.
No, I was going to say, I think, expecting how it played out with possession. Both teams had the same exact possession in the attacking half. Same. 66.8%. But if you looked at the two teams, who was much more dangerous, it was Portland. I think if RSL had brought in another midfielder and played Anderson Julio up top as the 9, just because you need someone who's going to just be goal dangerous and focused and who just runs, because it seemed like he was just running out of real estate every time. He's not a really winger. He's more of a player who's going to make that outside to in run in behind, and you can play it over the top. So if you have someone who's just stretching and kind of one-dimensional like Anderson Julio was tonight, I think it would have been better served for RSL to have another midfielder to help, and then you can play in behind more for Anderson Julio, who's more likely to take his 1v1s and maybe 1v2s at times with his pace, because you could just tell there's a disconnect. And every time he did get it, it was an individual versus someone playing with a team. And that was the difference from RSL, who inserted Albert Rusnak and Anderson Julio into the starting 11 tonight.